Hi listeners, I'm Achudha welcoming you to this YouTube channel. This video is for the paper Shakespeare. We'll discuss about the Sonnet Sonnet 16 in this video. About the sonnet. The sonnet continues the argument established in the previous sonnet as we discussed about what Shakespearean sonnet talks about and how it is classified in the previous video. So let's straight away move on to the poem now. And it specifically says Shakespeare's own poem immortalizing the fair youth's beauty. Shakespeare begins by asking the fair youth why he does not challenge time, which seeks to destroy him through aging him. So this is the primary question that Shakespeare asks the fair youth, why he does not wage war against time. And all Shakespeare can do is to seek or to keep the youth's memory alive through writing poetry. But whatever he writes, it can't exactly replace the youth's beauty. What he thinks is he wants the youth to have a child. The best way of the youth to fortify himself or make himself strong against time's ravage is to have children. So that is the main concept of this poem. Let's go through the poem now. A short sonnet, 14 lines poem. The poem starts with just a question asked to the fair youth. But wherefore do not you a mightier way make war upon this bloody tyrant time, and fortify yourself in your decay, which means more blessed than my barren reign? Now stand you on the top of happy hours, and many maiden gardens, yet unset with virtuous wish, would bear your living flowers, much liker than your painted counterfeit. So should the lines of life that life repair, which this time's pencil or my pupil pen, neither inward worth nor outward fair, can make you live yourself in eyes of men. To give away yourself keeps yourself still, and you must live drawn by your own sweet skill. So that's the poem here. Let's go to the explanation now. But these first two lines, Shakespeare asks the question, why the youth doesn't make a war upon time? Because time is the only thing that destroys the beauty of the youth. So why he doesn't wage a war with time? Because he fortify yourself your decay. He is the reason for the decay of the youth's beauty, which means more blessed than my rhyme. He just wants to express his views about his poem as well as the time's view here. Thus, Shakespeare uses these words to portray the beauty of the fair youth. He asks that Shakespeare begins by asking the fair youth why he does not challenge time, which seeks to destroy him through aging him, in a more powerful way than Shakespeare can offer. All Shakespeare can do is to seek to keep the youth's memory alive through writing poetry about him. That's all he can do. He just says in the next line, now stand you on the top of happy hours. Now at present time, the youth is very happy as he is very young, and so many maiden gardens. Maiden garden here refers to many maiden women, that is many virtuous women and many virgin women are waiting just to beget the children of the younger youth. Then why he doesn't use those women to beget a children, as it is the gifted thing to the youth? He is just wasting those gifts. That is the point of view of Shakespeare, and only by using those maiden gardens, that women, he can have a counterfeit of it. Counterfeit is nothing but here it refers to the children, the false image of a youth, whereas you can easily say the photocopy of the youth can be only his children, not other than anything else. So should the lines of life, here this especially has several meaning. The lines of life, it can extend it to the family line and the lines written by Shakespeare. So two lines are there. One is family line, just having a child, and next one is the lines of Shakespeare. That tends to be the poem lines. Only these two things can keep the youth's beauty alive, whereas the first one is more prominent than the second one. He says, so should the lines of life that life repair, which this time's pencil or my pupil pen, neither inward worth nor outward fair, can make you live yourself in eyes of men. He clearly points out that neither this time's pencil or my pen can't make you live long in this world. Only the thing that makes the youth to live long in this world is only by begetting a child. He openly adopts that and accepts that. After that, Shakespeare says that very clearly in the last two lines, to give away yourself, keep yourself still. That is, just to give away yourself, to keep yourself still, and you must live drawn by your own sweet skill. So this simply says that when you get married, the bridegroom is given away to the bride. That is the concept there. So you, by giving yourself, you can live a longer life in this entire world. Just by your own skill, you can prove your talent to this world. So the only way to make your youth young, more longer life is just to have a child. So use your skill, and just by your own skill you have to stand in this world, where my poem lines will not help you to go with that. So that is the suggestion there, and an example is also given here. So having a children is a far better way of making a copy of yourself than relying on my barren poetry. That Shakespeare suggests there. Just to have a children, my poetry won't reflect the complete youthfulness of you, whereas my poem can also be destroyed by the time. That is a concept given by Shakespeare. So the Sonnet 16 clearly says that if you want to overcome time, my dear fair youth, just don't waste the time. Try to have a children, beget a child. That is the theme given here. We'll move on to the reference section. Tougher words: tyrant, a villain; barren, that is sterile; maiden, a girl or an unmarried woman; virtuous, having excellent moral contact; counterfeit, false; bloody tyrant. Time is called the beastly villain as it destroys the beauty of the fair youth. Maiden gardens, girls or an unmarried woman portrayed as a beautiful garden here. Life of line, lines of life. Two meanings are here: lineage or family line, which would be continued if the youth had a son. And the next one is the lines of Shakespeare sonnets. The double meaning is to suggest that although Shakespeare is doing his best to immortalize the youths through the lines of his verse, the youth possesses a far greater means of keeping himself alive. So how he can keep himself alive is just by extending his family line, that is just to have a children. So that's the end of the poem and explanations here. Thanks for watching.